of the really exciting things about Spark-It Network is that we have many different opportunities for you to get involved. We have the blogging platform, of course, but we also have something called the podcast platform. So let's first talk about what's a podcast.
Well, Karen, a podcast is an audio episode that can be made using just where you're just recording, or it can be a recording of a video that you did, or it can be a recording that you did with a Skype call, or it can be maybe you do a talk at some event and they give you audio of that to use. Or if you just sit down and record it into a digital recorder. Those can be those are audio recordings, and then a podcast has a beginning and an end, and a lot of times people know them because of iTunes. iTunes is 80% of all podcasts are broadcast through iTunes. If it's on iTunes, then it has an image at the beginning, and it has a opening segment, and it has the media interview or talk or whatever, and then it has a call to action at the end, or contact information. So there's a complete chain. It's like having an article. You have a title, an introduction, what this is about, the article itself, and then a call to action at the end. Same kind of thing, only in an audio form.
Okay, so let's say somebody wants to do a podcast, but they really want to step it up a bit. We have a podcast channel. What's the difference between a podcast and a podcast channel?
You can share your podcast episodes, which would be any audio that you have, and that's an individual article that any level of members can share in the general area. If you want to have a podcast channel, that means you're going to have multiple podcasts, maybe a series, or maybe you want to do one every week, and you get your own dedicated channel that groups all of yours together. So somebody can come in and they can listen to all of them, or they can download them, or they can have them all in one place if they're just become the big Karen fan and they just want to hear everything that you've done. And that's the behavior pattern that you see with podcasting. There's a lot of binge listening where people go on vacation and they want to learn about something, or if they think somebody's just super funny, they might go ahead and listen to 10 or 15 of them in a row or over the course of a week. And it's a great tool. So having that podcast channel not only gives you extra visibility because we have a featured area that's just right underneath the video channel featured area, but also it has the drop-down menu that takes people right to your own channel where all your content is grouped without cross-promoting with anybody else. The other thing, Karen, is the podcast channels and the video channels allow you to put on advertising. So that's a great opportunity to monetize that extra fee that we have. Is you can, because a lot of people that do podcasts do interviews, or they have products or seminars or things like that. There's actually an ad space on that channel episode that you can have that link and you can get the revenue. So if you have Susie Smith come in and she's your guest, you can say, Susie, for an extra $25, would you like to put a link to your book, or a link to your course, or a link to your event? And that's a way to monetize your membership.
Now, let's say we have people doing podcasts, and I know that we don't automatically stream them to iTunes on the podcast channel, but let's say somebody has a regular show now and they want some help. They want to get their show onto iTunes. Can we help them?
We absolutely can. We've set up a number of iTunes channels, and we're all set up that we can help you with everything from setting up your recording to setting up your streaming, where the podcasts live. They don't live on the Spark-It network. They live somewhere else, and we stream them through the network. So yes, we can absolutely help with that. It's great if you're just launching out something like that we could help you with the branding and promotions of that too.
And again, the best way to get help on that and to find out what that will entail is just go ahead and fill out that help form, and we will get right back to you. And you can
back to you, because that's something a lot of people are getting interested in doing, and they're not really sure where to even start. So we'll help you get started where you're at, and that's one of the things that we love to do.